What's going on? Welcome back to Snatch and Scotch. I'm your host, Sylvie Bono, my boy George Dixon, and Johnny 6 Box behind the camera, and our mule, Sebastian. He gets coffees and knows everything about
Not the drug mule, but...
No, he knows everything about every CrossFit athlete. Like, we're dads and we have jobs and lives. Sebastian knows everything about all you guys. Like,
Xbox,
dude, if you have a cat that you love, he'll know the cat's names and his favorite treats. It's that bad.
I had a cat.
You ever get a hashtag saying, "I'm watching you"?
Is that him?
It's Sebastian.
Behind every successful enterprise is someone who gets coffee. So
That's right.
Sebastian, you're probably the one who's holding it down for everybody.
Exactly. And you know what?
Don't believe anything they say.
And he's only 6 months in the CrossFit, and he crushed me in workouts already. Like, anything with handstand push-ups. Actually, we had a plan of going head-to-head with you and him. You wanted to work out today, and we had a plan. And what was your workout, Sebastian? What was the workout you came up with?
10 to 1 handstand push-ups, power cleans, and barbell burpees.
Yeah, so 10 to 1.
Burpees,
Handstand push-ups,
power cleans.
power cleans at 135, and bar facing burpees.
Let's do it.
And he wants to kill you in that. And he's
He said he
challenging
would.
you.
He said he would.
He said Kenneth is a bitch. He's eating nothing.
Oh, no, he didn't say
That's
that.
what he said.
We're gonna play for souls.
Oh, God.
Oh shit. So anyway, we're here.
Whoa.
We're here with Kenneth Leverich
that?
and Tommy Hackenbruck. These guys are pretty cool dudes. Tommy, if you've done CrossFit, you probably know who Tommy is. And if you've done CrossFit, you probably know Kenneth's the guy in tights doing cool shit all the time. Boy wonder in tights. And we're here just hanging out, talking about life, CrossFit, and fitness. Yay, fitness. So Tommy's got kids. They're on the way, right?
Yeah, baby girl, little Juliet, she'll be here in sometime.
Awesome.
Due April 3rd. So
Congrats, man.
decided to get home and check on the belly bump.
So how do you balance like family? You have a pretty successful gym as well, or two gyms?
Yeah, you don't balance it. I
don't
get
balance
asked that. No, I get asked that question a lot. There's it's a constant game of just playing catch up. So
yeah,
and I think anyone who's driven in life feels the same way. You know, I used to think I was special for having, kids and running a business, but there's always someone out there who's got more on their plate than I do. So you've hung around a lot of CrossFitters, you've interviewed a lot of these guys. Like, there's nothing but hustle in this community.
It's hard work.
Absolutely.
Like, anybody who's ever successful at anything, whether it's life, business, or fitness, they're just working their asses off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they do it. They close their eyes and just go. It's nuts. Like, we had Chris Powell on earlier on, and I'm like, oh, Chris got 3 kids. I got a CrossFit gym. He goes, oh, I got 4 kids. I'm like, shit. And he looks fantastic. He's a fitness model. He does CrossFit. Like, man. And you tricked him to come here, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. He's a hell of an athlete too. This is his first ever time thrown down in a CrossFit, fitness competition. And I knew it was something that he had wanted to do at some point. I thought it'd be a lot of fun. He's a good friend, so he came out and he held his own, man. He did really good. Did phenomenal, and for everything he's got going on, it's pretty impressive. I think it brings a lot of legitimacy to what he does.
Yes.
Because he's dealing with a lot of people who are trying to make a gigantic transformation in their lives. People who are incredibly sick, extremely overweight, or just going through rough patches. And if you're not authentic, like, he's an authentic dude. He walks the walk, and if he says he's gonna go, train for something or compete for something, he does well at it.
That's what I said about him. We said, yo, dude, we just admire you for leading by example.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't just make people better. You prove that you're better yourself, your whole family. You live that lifestyle, and then you reach out and help out people. It's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that too. You see a face on TV, and you're like, oh man, those guys must have it made. They probably don't really do any of that stuff. They're probably, they're just like the face of the TV show. But he's a hell of a dude. So it's been a really fun time. The event is always amazing here, and the team competition was a lot of fun, and the individual was great, and love the programming. It's always good to catch up with guys like Kenny and all the other athletes here. Just nothing but good people.
Yeah. So Kenny, what's up?
Not much, just trying to get back into it. 2 years now owning the gym, and like Tommy said, we got great role models and leaders in the sport, and it is a game of catch up. Like, once I started owning the business, trying to find time to train was really hard. And
that's what I'm talking
28
about.
and I'm getting gray hairs, but like I look at guys like Tommy and just like they're able to do it.
He dyes his hair. That's why. That's what happens.
That's
plenty of
natural,
silver.
dude. You look at the man of steel right here, and just giving me inspiration to push through it and be like, yeah, I think I can do this too. And it's been great. Had a little setback last season. I didn't make it to the games, which was a huge bummer for me, but it's built a lot of fire inside me to really push hard this season. And just finished Wadapalooza, Tommy and I, last weekend. This weekend we just had a great competition, like he said, here with Killcliff and all the great sponsors that helped put on such a great event. Maxed my PR clean and jerk, which was radical.
I saw that, and you just slammed that shit down hard.
Dude, I was pumped.
And you walked
on
away.
It.
That was sick. How much do you weigh?
185.
Wow.
It's pretty good for CrossFit.
That's fantastic. I'm 225, and I think my best is 315. So
you'll get it, dude.
That's fantastic.
I think the difference between
I see
me
correlation.
and a lot of athletes is
Yeah, the heavier you are, the worse you are at weightlifting. Because
Really?
I'm about 210 and I only hit 325. So clearly, if we just get smaller, we'll be better lifters.
Well, we put your hand up.
Times,
how far away is that from our shoulders, man? That's far, dude.
Kenny?
Yeah, but hey, I've been doing Olympic lifting since high school. So
okay, cool.
I think it is. It's time and reps completed.
Yeah, he moves
that
beautifully.
I've got.
Nice.
But
But you know what I admire about you guys is, like, when I heard that you're both gym owners and you have things going on and you're still training and you're still very high level athletes. I am by no means a high level athlete. I am like probably 2 steps below a regional athlete. And I train as much as I can. I have kids, a family, and a gym. But like the last podcast, I said I'd rather go home on my break after coaching class at lunch, have lunch with my family, and watch Netflix for an hour, and then go back to the gym, maybe squat, and then coach all night. And then at the end, maybe do some burpees and stuff. But there'll be days where I'm coaching all the time and I'm missing workouts. And where do you guys get that motivation to just train so much? Because, man, like, you got to admit, like, being in one place all the time, working on business, putting out fires, running a gym, and then trying to still train at your gym, that must be tough.
You just got to enjoy the ride, I think. Last time I was in LA, I swung by Kenny's place, and he showed me around. He just moved in a new building. I went to his old building first, so I got lost for a minute. But yeah,
was it a ghetto back alley, like,
dude, it's
hard to
Google, bro.
access?
Yeah,
we had a nice talk with them. You look our business up, and then like they send us to it shows our new location, but it maps you out to our old location. It's really weird.
No.
His new location's beautiful, and he's showing me around, and it's like, did all this like custom, tore down all these pallets and put them up on the wall, and this really nice woodwork, and it was awesome to see someone else hustling and putting love and energy into their gym, so their members can have a good time and get stronger. And so that stuff never goes away. I mean, there's always going to be projects and stuff to work on, but you enjoy the ride. Like listen to him. He loves what he does. And he was like, he took so much pride in like his gym and the work he put into it, and training's the same way. So, I don't know if Kenny would agree with this, but for me, it's all about having fun along the ride with the training. So if I'm not having fun with it, fuck, I might not train. Like I might just not train for an entire week, and you know what? I'll come back better because, and that's
Stronger.
probably not gonna get me first to the games. And, and I've come to terms with that. So I'm not telling people the recipe for, to go win the games at CrossFit. If you want to go win the games, like, watch the Rich Froning documentary. Don't listen to me. Listen to the guy who's done it. But if you want to have some longevity and have a good perspective on things, and make some great friends along the way, then just enjoy the ride.
Now, let me ask you guys something, right? Because you talk about friends, and I know that when you get into an environment like this with competition, it's a very close-knit community, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys have the time or the energy to socialize outside of this environment? Like, will you guys have beers later, or is it kind of like, it's 9 o'clock, got to go to bed, I'm pooped from the day? Like,
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of nightlife, I would say,
but
every chance we get, and when CrossFit turned a little more into professional sport, it's been nice because there's been some really fun opportunities to like go on trips with people and do seminars and whatnot. So I wouldn't say like there's a ton of time for that, but I would say that everybody definitely relishes those moments and looks forward to it. you know, like there's been plenty of opportunities. I've kicked it with Kenny down in Southern California when I was down there to train, you know, for weeks at a time, and I know him and Noah have done a lot of that together, and there's a lot more than just working out. So
yeah. And that's the
time.
thing, right? Because people don't usually see that because training partners or this, or you're going on a conference, or you're at a competition. But that social piece, you know, outside of this environment.
Yeah,
right?
with saying that, it's like, yeah, definitely, because of being so busy and being so involved in the CrossFit community and the sport, it's been very, very hard to see and meet my friends that are outside that community, you know. I have a lot of friends that I grew up with that I rarely don't get to see very much, and it's really hard and it stinks, and I try and keep in contact with them as much as possible, but, you know, at a higher level of, you know, athletic competition, you know, you kind of surround yourself, and with anything you do, you surround yourself with people with similar goals and aspirations. And a lot of my friends, you know, they're still going out every single night partying, and it's just something I don't do anymore. So it's really hard to find a compromise, you know, in going out and doing things, because a lot of times they're doing things that doesn't really fall in line with like my life. You know?
Plus you'd probably rather spend your time differently, right?
Yeah,
You go out and be like,
Yeah, and then like Tommy said, like, you know, we love the sport so much as business owners. On top of doing what we love to do, working out, where I saw this guy every single day before the CrossFit Games last year, or every event last year, not last year, the year before, he was rowing like a 5K, and I'm just like, dude, what? You're like, I was like blacking out, and just for fun. Before he was gonna do like 4 or 5 workouts during the day, but it's like working out in the gym, like making sure your members are you know, getting the same you know, experience that you expect and try and achieve for them, you know. I think that is like always been like the priorities, so it kind of takes over with like other things in your lives. Long story short,
it makes a lot of sense, because when I started my gym, I started actually getting into owning an affiliate and training and all that stuff. I lost touch with 2 of my really good friends who I used to like go fishing and hunting and drinking and stuff with, and that just kind of died off. And like we talk on like text message once every couple of months.
Yeah, totally.
And we live a block away, but we never hang out anymore because I'm always at the gym. We have no time, man. Yeah. So I totally get that. Yeah. So
that was a good question.
Cool. Yeah. So quick question, like when you go when you have a tough day and you want to train or you want to lift heavy, what kind of motivates you? Like for me, if I go for a heavy snatch and I feel like shit, I close my eyes, I picture my little girl smiling at me, and I just hit it hard.
Yeah.
Do you have anything like that in your life that kind of motivates you, something you go to?
Yeah, very, very similar story, you know. Like if I'm not feeling kind of the mojo, you know, then, you know, it's I either kind of think about one of my teammates or think about my family. But yeah, you gotta have, I mean, that it just kind of comes down to like, what's your why? You know, why are you doing this? Why are you grinding every single day? You know, why not just take the easy way out?
You need to know what's your why. I preach that to my members all the time. They're like, I want to lose 10 pounds. Why? So I want to be skinny. But why do you want to be skinny? What's your drive? Because if it's just because you want to look good, it ain't gonna last very long, right? So the why is extremely important.
Yeah,
it's so
you know, you want to inspire your kids. You want your kids to see such a powerful example of a parent who's worked hard every single day of their life, that they don't know anything different. They just think that's, you know, that's the norm, and it should be. You know, like you set that example for your kids.
Yeah.
They're gonna have every advantage that they could ever want in life.
That's a pretty powerful why, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong. What, do you have a why? Like, do you have a?
Mine. You know, it actually was the reason why I started like doing CrossFit was. After my fire academy, I tore my LCL, and for a whole year I was doing rehab, and that's how I found CrossFit. And the time I was paying for it wasn't expensive, but it was expensive for me at the time, being like a full-time student and everything. But I wanted to become a firefighter because I just wanted to change people's lives and influence people's lives. And at the time, after I tore my LCL, I didn't really get the chance to do that because, you know, obviously I wasn't physically fit to do that.
Yeah.
And I was getting better, was getting stronger, doing my own rehab. And when I found CrossFit, I was like, Lord, you know, if there's something, I know I can't, you know, really apply for departments right now. There's no jobs because it was during the recession. That was like the major thing. And I was like, if there's something I can do to be a good advocate, you know, for you just show me the way. If there's anything I can do. And literally, no joke, a couple days later, I got offered my first CrossFit sponsorship. At a time, like, there was no such thing as CrossFit sponsorships, and
awesome.
That was giving me the chance to train for free at a gym and represent, you know, my gym, Orange Coast CrossFit, and do what I soon started to really love to do. And I had a passion, and I realized I played football, I played rugby, I Olympic lifted in high school, and that's where I got like all my experience from. And so I've always been kind of that competitive person. I realized CrossFit was like the reason why I really loved all that, because it was the foundations of like everything we did in those sports, you know. It was like the athleticness of it. And
you're an athlete first, a player second.
Yeah, so my whole focus is really just trying to be a good advocate and you know, a good leader in a new generation where, I don't want to say it's everyone, but I feel like a lot of the good morals and values that were instilled in our older generations are kind of dying off. And I kind of feel like through being a good, strong, focused athlete and, you know, strong in my faith, I feel like I can touch a lot of people's lives, not so much on a micro level like I would have in a fire department and working in one little specific city, but on a macro level where I'm like, you know, reaching friends and fans all around the world, you know, as CrossFit progresses and grows. So
that's a great point.
I think that was like my big influence.
Yeah, like that's a great point, because we're talking to what's his name, Wad Doc, and one thing that stuck out to me, he said, everyone feels like they should be able to squat properly, move properly, do this properly, but no one actually works to earn it. And in this day and age, maybe I'm just like 30 and I'm old, but in this day, 33, I'm saying.
That's not old, dude.
Yeah, I know it's not old. I'm just saying, but because, you know, generations all say this, but in this day and age, everyone feels entitled to do whatever the hell they want to do without working for it. I feel like CrossFit, with athletes, with the environment, like you have to work for it to be actually, you know, to earn it. You gotta put in the work. So
you know what's funny? Like you remember the first time? So he's my neighbor,
Sick.
right?
He's the one that texts you once a week.
Well, actually, no. I see him all the time. Hey, comes to the door, knock, knock, knock. What's up? What are you doing? Right? But he was always telling me, come work out, right? And I was one of those guys. I hadn't worked out since university. I'm like,
I was pushing sleds down the street with myself.
He's like, come,
do this workout.
Like, no, I gotta get in shape first, right? I was one of those guys. I gotta get in shape before I come. And eventually I went, right? We started working out in his garage. Went to regionals in Canada. That's when, before they moved it to the States, so 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And I got there and I just started, and you know, like I understood the movements a little bit. I couldn't do much weight, and I looked. I'm like, that's what I want to do, right? And then the nicest way possible, he was like, that's nice. You know what? Why don't we work on a couple of skills first, right?
That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went to regionals and he's like, I want to go to regionals next year. I'm like,
and
man, you can't go pull up.
but understand, because I had just started understanding the movements, I was like, yeah. Because competitively, I was like, okay, I can do that. And then as I got in the gym, you know, obviously you get what you put in, right?
Yeah, totally.
So it was just one of those things, like that entitlement, where I think a lot of people that see CrossFit, bless you, right? They look at how many people that have never tried it say it's fucking easy, right? And then once they try it, they realize, because they're athletic, they try it and they get hooked.
And then George had his oh shit moment.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit, I can't do a muscle up.
Like maybe
I can't do a double
2
under.
years.
What the fuck, right?
We'll
But
make this a 5-year goal.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, and that's the thing. I think, like, and I'm not limiting it just to athletes, and by no means am I doing that, but I think athletes have that understanding of it should be easy, and when it's not easy, they're willing to put the time in. So it's not that sense of entitlement, it's that drive or that competitive nature where it's like, no, fuck, I want to. Sorry. I want to do this.
Your daughter's gonna watch your show, George.
I know. It's okay, right? But you know, it's going to take hard work, and the people that are on stage, you guys here, you guys are willing to put in that time, and that's, I think, maybe the difference between elite versus
average, okay
versus whatever, right?
Agreed.
You know, like I want to be fantastic, but I'm a lazy piece of shit sometimes. So I get what I put in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And do you know what? With saying that, it's like I feel like CrossFit teaches a lot of that as well, and it's not even just specifically in your training, your athleticism. but in your outside life, like it brings so many like morals and characteristics, well more so characteristics that build you to be a better person. Because if you don't already have those values and characteristics instilled in you, it's a great place to learn those, like dedication, not to quit when it gets tough, and like things like that. Like just makes you a better person outside, which eventually will draw in and you can harness that into your actual athleticism and progression, which is really cool.
That's great, man. So to wrap it up, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about, Tommy, you work a lot on mental strength and just being that tough person. Can you train that? So I know you work with Kakura, right?
Seal Fit.
I've always wanted to do Seal Fit. I'm really scared, bro. I am so scared.
Yeah, you can absolutely train mental toughness. It's just it's much different than what you think. There's I guess some more obvious parts of it. With just kind of setting micro goals. Like, think about a really hard CrossFit workout. What do you like? Think about a really hard CrossFit workout that you failed at.
Get on the box.
The hard one that you fail at is one where you just go really hard and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then you get halfway through and you panic. And you kind of freak out, and then next thing you know, you're staring at the bar for like a minute. And you contemplate leaving. And then think about a time where you've taken on a really hard workout and you've succeeded at. You weren't thinking about like, oh my God, I'm going to die. My heart's beating so fast. All you were thinking about is like, okay, I'm just going to do 2 more of these. And then I'm going to take a breath. And then, okay, I'm going to do a few more, And so there's kind of obvious things like setting micro goals. And, to develop mental toughness, just you basically get outside of your comfort zone. You have to get a little bit uncomfortable, and you have to face adversity. Don't run away from adversity, but run into it, head on and tackle it and embrace it. There's a lot more, I think, deeper things to teach, like not so much surface level, and that's what I've really learned the most from, as far as the Seal Fit approach to it, and Commander Mark Devine and what he's done, and he's brought a more integrated approach to it. So as far as overcoming adversity, a lot of my training was just playing college football, being injured and not being able to practice, and then had the coach making me do rolls across the field because I was injured, like punishing me for being injured. And then the other coach walking by me like, I hope you fucking puke.
Really?
to me, that was like,
That's
okay,
messed up.
like I just want to get up and move out of this city and move home. Wow. But I stuck it out. So there's been times in my life, and I stuck it out, and then we got new coaching staff, and we went 12-0 and went to the Fiesta Bowl. So like,
awesome.
I
Where'd you play college football
I didn't
at?
run away from it. I sucked it up. University of Utah.
Oh, cool.
Salt Lake City. So,
awesome.
Really lucky. Coach Meyer, Urban Meyer, he's at Ohio State now. He was our coach
Nice.
my last 2 years. Had a good run. So like I had faced adversity and I'd overcome it, and I had great mentorship from my parents. But what I really learned from Mark Devine was he takes a more integrated approach and a more kind of mind, body, spirit, and you're like, oh, Navy SEAL Commander Mark Devine, like he's gonna be this hard ass, just badass dude. And
he does yoga.
Yeah, he's like a yoga and like a black belt martial artist.
Breathing.
So he really brings like kind of both the sides to it.
Awesome.
You can't just always be the hammer. Sometimes you have to be
it's like the yin
pillow.
and the yang, dude.
Yeah. So can you before we wrap it up, can you show us box breathing? Like how Mark Devine teaches box breathing to recover. Like if you're hitting a hard 20-minute AMRAP, do you use box breathing at all to kind of recover?
Yeah. A lot of times I'll do it. I mean, if I'm in the middle of a workout, I just try and breathe. I just try and slow down my breathing a little bit. Box breathing I'll do just to like focus my mind at the beginning of the day. But basically just, think of a box that's got 4 equal sides.
Yeah.
So you have an inhale, a hold, an exhale, and a hold, and they're all going to be equal. So you can, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and you want to inhale through your nose, take as deep a breath as possible. So if we're all standing here, if we all just do a big inhale through our nose, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold.
That's pretty cool.
That's it. I mean,
inhale, exhale through nose.
Yeah, it's as simple as that, and you can do.
It's a diaphragmatic breathing.
Yeah,
Okay.
diaphragm and through your belly. So try and like basically as much oxygen as possible.
Biggest pot belly you can get.
And then when you breathe out, kind of suck in your stomach a little bit just to get that last little bit of air out. But I mean,
It's all
it's
gonna be
really as
equal?
simple as that. And you can, I mean, if you're having the worst day and someone cuts you off in your car and you're like just about to flip your shit and get out and try and fight the guy, like you know you're not in a good place mentally. You know, or like when your kids are acting up, some days I'll have a lot of patience. You know, some days I just want to like smack them.
I want to punch my
and you
kid in
don't.
his face. I'm sorry, my little son. I want to hug him sometimes. Sometimes I want to punch him in his mouth.
Those are the days you walk out to the front door, you close the door, and just wait a minute.
I go outside the porch and breathe, man.
That's right.
That's what I do.
That's right.
It's amazing. I mean, just taking a couple deep breaths is like
Awesome.
It's like a magic.
That
It's
workout
like a
last
reset.
year, the open workout, where we had to do the toaster bar snatches and then get the one Mexican jerk.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I did like that whole box breathing. I hit 290. And
Yeah,
my-
it's
at,
almost
that, at
your
that
PR.
time, by that time, I was hitting 300 max for PRs. I
Yeah.
hit 290. I couldn't believe it, but I was so chill and calm. It was awesome.
Yeah, just refocus everything, and it's
Yeah.
just a good way to kind of reset your, whatever your mind's focused on or whatever it's distracted by, to kind of bring it back to that center. So it's there's a bunch of really simple tactics like that, but I think the biggest takeaway is just remember, like, the fitness and the exercise, that's great.
Yeah.
But there's also the other aspect of it, and the mental and the spiritual side of it. And it's something I respect a lot about Kenny. He's got such a strong faith in God, and he really, that's how he centers himself. And so everyone, everybody should have something, that kind of keeps them
I
grounded
find out a
and
lot.
keeps them
People
humble.
who are spiritually connected in CrossFit definitely do extremely well. You know what I mean? Like it's really, really important. Like faith is really important to me and my family, but it's definitely very, very important in terms of, like you said, being centered, being calm with the kids, being the man you want to be, all that stuff. So that's fantastic, man. Good for you, dude.
Yeah, thanks. I think also with what Tommy's talking about, Sil Fit is another really great thing that you get out of it. Is
Oh, you did it?
yeah, I graduated and it was a great class. I did it with Rebecca Voigt and Katie Hogan and Elizabeth
killed it.
Ekenwally. Yeah, it was sick. I definitely came in there like with a pretty good athletic background, but it's not about your fitness whatsoever. It's about mental, like breaking mental walls and barriers. And literally, I came out with that thing like with a whole different mindset. I think a lot of our problems is as humans is we create those barriers and we block ourselves from achieving our full potentials.
Oh yeah,
And
we build things out of proportion all the time.
yeah, and what Mark
yeah.
Devine instills in us is how to overcome those. He gives us the tools how to overcome it, and literally you come through that whole experience feeling almost unstoppable, like unbeatable, basically, like his book Unbeatable Mind. Like I went from second place in regionals, wondering how the heck Josh Bridges does it, and then going to Sil Fit and then getting first place in the SoCal region right after that. So I mean, that was a perfect testament of it right there.
So if you haven't done Sil Fit, try it out. Maybe one day I'll get the courage and try it out myself. We have a Go Ruck thing in Canada. I'll try it out first. But anybody you want to shout out to before we wrap it up? We're running out of time here on camera. Any sponsors or anything you want to shout out to? Killcliff.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thanks,
yo,
Ki-
we got some Killcliff shirts to match our guests here. Thank you,
America.
Killcliff. America, go America.
No, just don't be afraid to reach out, man. Like, I'm a box owner, I'm a dad, I'm a games athlete. People reach out to me a ton. If you're a box owner, you got a question, you want to bounce off me or something like that, find me. My email is tommy@utecrossfit.com, or send me a Facebook message. Same with Ken. Like, you'd be surprised how open and willing to share this community is. So don't think that people, games athletes or whatever, like it's. This ain't like.
Man, you guys, games athletes are the coolest people ever, man. You guys
Yeah.
are the most open and just arms open, willing to share, willing to help out because
Got a passion for helping
you're
people.
here because of the community.
Yeah.
So every games athlete I met was just the most phenomenal human being.
They're
So
just super fit, really nice people.
yeah, it's like really nice people who are really have nice abs.
Lift up weights and people
So I
at the
keep my
same
shirt on.
time.
All right, guys, thanks for being on. All the best in the future, and peace out. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Where's the scotch?